Alright guys, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened. My phone just shut off. So, anyways, my headlights hit. That'll get you guys in suspense when the thing cut off, right? So my headlights hits the long, beautiful black hair, and I pull over and wait for the person to come running up, and they open the door, and I'm like, motherfucker. It's a fucking dude. It's a fucking dude. Young dude. I mean, I don't know, early 20s, whatever. Hammered. He said he was. I'm like, I wasn't take off. Like, dude, you can hang out to the running board if you want, but I'm taking the fuck off, right? So I'm like, oh my god. So, anyways, he's sitting there. He was pretty tore up, and so I'm like, where are you going? He was going like 20 miles down to an Indian reservation. And he did have beautiful black hair, though. He had gorgeous black hair. Beautiful. And so as we're driving, he says that his buddies left him at the casino because he was too obnoxious or whatever. And, it's, had I been one of them creepy dudes, hey, what you got going on back there, huh? What you got going on back there? But I gave him a ride and gave him a couple business cards because, I just, that's how life is. It's networking, right? You never say, hey, if you want to get your CDL, give me a call or whatever. I never got a call or anything, but it was just kind of funny, so yeah, I thought a dude was a chick. So, and but it made me laugh on that one. And so the second funny story, my brother Stevie K loves this story. And I was in our Kenworth, a T2000, and on that back wall right there where the Freightliner thing is right there, on the Kenworth there's like a box almost, and it's got two of your speakers in it, and it's got a couple compartments you can just put your stuff in there, and it's right by the bunk, right on that back wall. And so that's where I used to keep my 45. And I thought, like, I didn't know that you could carry weapons. I was always under the assumption and under the mindset that a lot of these other drivers are, that you can't carry firearms in a commercial vehicle, which is not true. You can carry in a commercial vehicle. I guess according to the state laws, technically it's supposed to be in a box with a lock on it and not be loaded. I don't do that. So my shotgun's in a carry bag, but my 45 is somewhere else, and it's not. It's in a hole. It's not. It is in a holster, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's where I kept my 45. So I was going through South Dakota on I-90 heading westbound, and they pulled me in for an inspection. So I'm talking to DOT done outside. I forget what level it was. It's probably like a level 2 or whatever. And he's like, hey, you mind if I jump up in your cab? And I was like, I don't care, go ahead. And people are like, oh, why do you do that? What? I look at it like this: if you don't have, I won't do it now. I have since then. I had a DOT officer ask me if they can go up in the cab. And I almost said, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll tell you what. After you're done going up in my house, after you're done, we'll just jump in your car. We'll just go over to your house so I can take a look at your house then. And he looked at me, and I'm like, that's essentially what it is. I'm doing nothing wrong, but that's my house. So I'll make you a deal. You can go up in my house. I swear to God, I said this. If you go up in my house, then we'll go to your house right after this, and I want to check out how you live. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. And I guess maybe whatever, it was a little rude on my behalf, but I don't think so. I think that's the way all the responses should be. If a DOT cop says, hey, can I check your cab? Say, sure. Then we'll go, if we can go take a look at your house after you look at my house. They're going to say, what? Are you nuts? No. And they have to have probable cause to go up in there. Smell weed or you're intoxicated. Whatever the case is, you got to pretty much break the law in order for them to go up. And the only reason being is because I don't have my 45 in a case that's locked. If he found it, I might be in trouble. I don't know. Or maybe not. I don't know. So at the time I said, yeah, sure. So the cop jumps up in the door. Now I'm standing right on the running board on the passenger side, and in that truck there's only a fridge with a microwave on top of it and then a cabinet up top, so I can see exactly what he's doing in the truck. So he opens up one cabinet and kind of just goes through a little bit, and he goes to open up another cabinet and he closes it, and I see I gotta go back. So I put my 45 down in the compartment, and then I took this blue, and I still have the blue pillowcase, this silky one right here. And so anyways, I'm sore today too, man. So that blue silky pillowcase was tucked on top of my 45, and I could kind of see him like look that way, because the blue pillowcase is going to catch your eye. And he looked at the back wall and he went to go walk towards it, and I said, oh, I wouldn't touch that. That's my jag rag. If you don't know what a jag rag is, you better find out. So he pulled back and he like opened up the microwave and closed it, and he looked like he was disgusted. And he, all right, you're done. So I left. So my brother Stevie K loves the jag rag story. And I was gonna tell Darian, that's another guy I said, and Jeremy, but I was gonna tell Darian. We were talking on the phone last week or something, or a couple weeks ago, and I see I have a pretty profound story for you. And I don't know if Darian knows what a jag rag is, but you'll find out if he doesn't. But yeah, the cop, the look on his face was total, like a Kodak moment, man. So, but yeah, so anyway, so I know my wife's not gonna like the Hitchhiker story, but like I said, we weren't even talking then. We weren't even thoughts in our minds. So, and I haven't picked up a Hitchhiker since. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. I was gonna wipe off all the grease, and I said they had to cut my fog light wire connections. I was gonna do that. I'm lazy today, man. I'm spent. I'm just tired. I got to deliver over here in Adelanto, California tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go down the street here and get my tractor washed at the Blue Beacon. They have a couple other ones. They have Sisters and truck, something truck, local truck or something. They got like 3 truck washes here, and I always go to the Little Sisters one, I think it is, or the one, whichever one I go there. But I've never gone to the Blue Beacon here. So these other the mom and pop places are getting a little bit more pricey, man. And they, to be honest, unless you have like a super nice rig, man, like that's your beauty, your gold gem. This, at the end of the day, this truck is my work truck at the end of the day. It's nothing special. It's special to me because I saw it when we first got it, and it was a freaking piece of garbage, this truck. It was shit. The only reason why we bought it because it had a rebuilt motor and trans. But the inside was shit. The outside was shit. I mean, it was... I'll tell you the story. So on this particular truck, and we name our trucks. This one's Liza because she came from Fresno, California. But on this particular truck, we had already bid on a truck, on a Peterbilt 386 that we have, and we told so we didn't win the bid, but then the guy contacted us outside and said, hey, the guy reneged on what he was going to give me for the truck, and that one was from West Salem, Wisconsin. So we talked numbers, went up there, we bought it, and but at the same time we were dealing with that truck, this truck we bid on for $7,200, I think, this Century class, and somebody outbid us. Yeah, I think it was 70 or it was 79. Anyways, it was like $7,200. But then somebody outbid me, and I'm like, oh, thank God, because I didn't want to be on the hook for 2 trucks, and neither did my wife. So, because she's put a lot of money in this business as well. So, anyways, the guy with this truck, his name's Harry. He's a Hindu. Anyways, dude, but he's cool as shit. And he calls me and says, hey, that person reneged on the offer. Would I still be interested? I'm like, man, I said I would. I said, but I don't have the liquid cash right now. And I said, if you want to take payments until the truck's paid off, then I'll fly out and I'll get it. He goes, yeah, I could do that. I'm like, fuck, okay. So that's what we did. And he needed X amount of dollars. I think it was like $4,000 down. And this was complete trust. This was like no attorneys. I mean, he could have screwed me. He could have screwed me. There was no screwing on my end. It could have, but I just sensed he was a good dude. And that's probably my downfall a lot of times. I mean, there's been people that thought I was a good dude, and I ended up fucking turning them over and giving them the fucking special treatment. But, and I've never screwed anybody in my life that didn't deserve a screwing. Even like Stevie said, I mean, he knows the guy Frank Hurnett. Frank Hurnett, he was greedy. And so as far as that goes, so then we paid off the truck. I flew out of this was right when like what do they call the people, the security people at the airport, not ATS, whatever they're called. So I'm flying from O'Hare to Phoenix and then Phoenix to Fresno, a one-way ticket. So I have my laptop case with all my GPS and all this other stuff. And then I have my carry-on, which I realized that I'll never do that again, and this is the reason why. Is another story, or another truth, as I like to say. And then a regular checked bag. So go through the airport. I'm walking through security, put my bags up there. They go through the x-ray machine. Now my check bag's already obviously checked. And they run my bags. They put them over to a special side. They're like, sir, can you stand over here for a second? I'm like, sure. So they literally put my bag through that x-ray thing like 4 or 5 times. My carry-on, and my laptop, I think both. And then, so I'm there. I'm like, man, I might be missing my damn flight. And so I'm standing there, and the guy's like, I said, so what's the problem? He's like, well, we're sensing explosives on your bags. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. So he's like, can I check you for something? I said, sure. He takes out this long wand. It's like a collapsible wand, and he puts this thing on the end of it, and he wands my whole body, front, back, shoes, top, bottom, finger crevices, everything. And he goes, oh, you're good. Pack up my bags. As I'm putting all my shit back in the bags, I see this TSA, that's what it is, TAS, whatever, agent talking to some other guy on the other side of the wall. And I kind of looked over, but went back to packing my bags. It was a tall white guy with a mustache, and I'm looking, and so I hurry up and pack up, and I leave. That same dude got on my flight. So I don't know if he was an air marshal or whatever. So yeah, so they definitely do check. But I found out the reason why there were explosives on my bags, and not it was my shooting bag. But you think I would have definitely have learned the lesson from that encounter? Oh, so let's finish the story. So then I fly into Phoenix. Harry doesn't pick me up, but the guy that he's running under his authority, where the truck is parked, where this truck is parked, he picks me up at the airport around 11 o'clock at night. We get over there. He's like, yeah, we had to put 4 new batteries in the truck because they were old and they wouldn't start. Okay. And now this is during Packer season, and it's right before Thanksgiving. So we get to the truck and start it up, and the whole dash lights up like a Christmas tree. Beep, beep, low this. Kurt's wife's, or no, we weren't married at the time. Kurt's girlfriend's gonna kill him. Kurt's girlfriend's gonna kill him. Kurt's girlfriend's gonna kill him. And I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna fucking kill me. And I already knew the shape. It had new steers. It needed all 8 drives except, and I didn't know it needed a mud flap, but like half of the lights worked. All 8, which I knew we needed replacing, but all 8 drives were bald. like fucking George Costanza bald. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know. So anyways, there's this like Arab truck stop down the street. So I drive it over, turn it off, and the guy's like, all I gotta do is put water in it. I'm like, dude, I'm from Wisconsin, man. We can't just run water in our coolant. We need actual coolant. And he's like, oh. So I go over to the truck stop. I had to put like 3 gallons of coolant in it. I topped off the fuel tanks. And then there's a Freightliner in Fresno. So this was a Friday night. So Saturday I wake up early, get to the Fresno Freightliner. I get a mud flap bracket, mud flap, the lights, the pigtails, everything, but I didn't have any tools. So then I take the truck from there over to like an AutoZone or an Advanced Auto, and I buy a decent, nice size socket set and some other stuff. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, would you mind if I did put this stuff on outside in your parking lot? He goes, no, go ahead, man. Thanks a lot. So I go ahead and do that. And I got my cousin Joe. Oh, my cousin Joe, man. I know you watch my videos too, man. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. My cousin Joe lives up in Sacramento with some other cousins. Drive up there, get there late Saturday night, hang out Sunday, and then Monday he takes off work and we take the truck over to a tire place so I can get. I told the guy, I said, I want all eight taken off, and I want you to put just the rim, not with no tire, on the inside on all 4, and then I want to buy all 4 brand new drive tires. He's like, oh, we can't do that, man. It's illegal. You can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, DOT won't let you. I said, dude, I'm not hauling a trailer. He's like, no, man, we can't. I said, okay, bye. He's like, whoa, hold on. So he's like, okay, we'll do it just for you. So we take that, because I had to go through Donner's Pass, and it gets pretty bad up there. This is, like I said, right before Thanksgiving. So we watch the Monday Night Packer game. I leave right after the Packer game, boogie home. That was on a Monday night, the Packer game was, and I was home Thursday morning, early, like 3 o'clock in the morning. Laid down for a little bit. My wife and I were leaving that Thursday morning to go to have Thanksgiving with my brother Jason Gilbert and his family for Thanksgiving. So I'd left Sacramento after the Packer game, which was like 11 o'clock or whatever, midnight-ish, something like that. And I was hoping there wasn't going to be bad weather up in Donner's. And I boogied from California around midnight from Sacramento, and I got home in Kenosha, Wisconsin about 3 in the morning, Thursday morning. So I did, and the truck, after I topped off everything, purred like a kitten. And it did for a while, and till obviously we started having these problems. And that's the thing with having old trucks, man. You're going to have problems. Obviously, you don't have the truck payment, but you do have a payment. It's called repairs. So yeah. So anyway, so then, I was going to tell you something else about the rest of that story. Oh, the second story about my shooting bag. Because we belong to a gun club, and we go, and my wife and I shoot, and we like doing that stuff. We have a lot of guns, and I'm pro Second Amendment. But this particular time, we're going to Vegas with our Weaver couple, that Chris and Trin Weaver, that we go to Vegas with once in a while. Well, we happen to do New Year's Eve in Vegas one year. And this wasn't very long ago. This is a few years back. And we're going through O'Hare. And I took my shooting bag, and I emptied this whole thing out, man. I mean, I went through it, except there was a little side pocket that I had a little, like a cloth bag, and I had 45 rounds just tucked in there so it wouldn't rattle. And I had them in this side compartment that was underneath like a net. Why I would put it there, I have no idea. Until I got through O'Hare security, or to O'Hare security. And they're going through my bag. It goes through the x-ray thing. Then they dump out all the contents, and they put it through the x-ray machine. And we're all sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? the TSA, that's a TSA agent comes up. He's like, sir, you want to claim anything in your bag that you're not supposed to have? I'm like, no. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, no, I don't know. So he's like, you want to come here for a second? So I walk over. He goes, did you put these in your bag? Because I'm like, no, I don't. I said, I have no idea. And so now he's like, did somebody put these in your bag? And he showed me this whole cloth pocket thing with, and if it was like 40 some rounds, I think it was 30 or 40 some rounds. He said if it would have been, I want to say it was 50, because they counted them. He's like, well, if you have this many, I want to say 50 or more, they have to call the police. and also, we check our weapons when we go on vacation, if we're flying. If we drive across the nation, like we call it Sibylla treasure hunts, my wife and I, we take our bug out bags, we take she takes an AR, I take a shotgun, we take our handguns, and we take ammo, and our bug out bags, like I said. So when we fly, we also check a handgun with rounds. But I didn't have them in my bag for that reason. We had already checked our guns. But anyways, it was like five or some, just shy of them having to call the police. We would have missed our flights, or I would have missed the flight. They would have had a great New Year's Eve. I know my wife wouldn't have went. She would have said, no, I'm staying with my husband. But yeah, so I don't take a shooting bag anymore for a carry-on, because I'm an idiot with a pocket t-shirt with a pocket, bringing them back in style. So yeah, so those are, and I got so many truths, man. I mean, just one after another. So yeah, so just be careful when you go on your flights that you check your bags in and out, every pocket, and don't take your shooting bag, because they'll think that it has explosives, so for the gunpowder. But anyways, yeah. So that was interesting. So anyway, so like I said, getting back to the seriousness of things, guys, really think logically about the Shanghai thing and saying, well, why lock down 25 million people? And the food shortages, it's coming. They say, I mean, like prepping, like, and everybody, I used to tell people, why do you have any fire extinguisher in your kitchen? Well, yeah. Well, why do you have a fire extinguisher in your kitchen? Duh, in case there's a fire. No shit. That's what prepping essentially is. Have some extras, way to purify water, start a fire, protection, sleep, all kinds of stuff. Because you can't purchase home insurance if your house is already on fire. You know what I'm saying? So don't take this lightly. There's something definitely going on, and we're going to be the last to know. And just make sure you have something to protect your family, man, and feed your family, and take it very serious, because I truly believe it's coming. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's stories. Gather around the campfire. I'm gonna take my truck over and get it washed. That's something. I had a third grade teacher, sixth grade teacher, Mr. Pauk, and he used to say wash and warm. And I guess warm, I mean potato, tomato, warm or warm. I mean, warm is actually spelled warm, right? W-A-R-M, right? Warm. Wash, I don't know where the R is on wash, or batteries. Whenever somebody says batteries instead of batteries, anyways, I'm just being goofy now. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope your weekend is great. And please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.